Hi, this is Juliet, the World or Nothing. Welcome to episode 4 of our head study sessions. Today I have another theme for us. So if you're new here, last week, not last week, 2 weeks ago, because I'm posting every 2 weeks now. That fits my schedule more. So the last episode we had some Game of Thrones, or more specifically House of the Dragon, reference pictures of 4 different characters, and we spent 15 minutes on each. These are some of the drawings from previous sessions. What I would like to continue with is one head study per page. That's just more comfortable, there's more room for detail, and also with a theme. So today, instead of House of the Dragons, we're gonna be working with Star Wars, more specifically episodes 1 to 3 characters, because there's so many, there's just so many. There's plenty of room for us to do theme sessions like this. I just think it's a lot more fun than regular portraits, although maybe the reference pictures are just not as clear. I'm gonna challenge myself, and I'm just gonna use color pencils, these 2 colors. I really don't like color pencils, it's really not my media. I think my hands are too light for that. Yeah, I'm not sure what happens there, but I'm gonna challenge myself. I invite you to do the same, or if you just feel like using your favorite medium, whatever fits you best. The important thing is to relax, have fun, and enjoy the process. So let's get started, shall we? I'm gonna roll the video for myself. There we go, starting with Obi-Wan Kenobi. That's Obi-Wan Kenobi. So I feel really rusty, but I'm gonna try. It's been a couple of days since I've done this, and I already feel like I'm out of my depth. That's the thing about drawing, if you don't do it frequently, get rusty really fast. And you know what drives me crazy is that for a while now I've been really focusing on portraits because I enjoy faces a lot, and then I neglected my my figure drawing exercises, and then my figures are just a bit stiff. So it's going to be forever this dance of balance. Practice, and yeah. And I've completed, by the way, my schoolism course, critiqued course with Jonathan Hardesty on expressive portraits. I'm so sad it's done. It was such a lovely experience to have these weekly meetings with Jonathan. But yeah, so now I'm on my own again and self-studying, on my self-study sessions. Bit. Okay. So something that I try to remember from Jonathan's course, and I usually fail to do it, is to just be aware of the volumes of the face. He really draws these volumes that compose the features, the cheekbones and the direction of the cheekbones. And he also recommended for us to use these guidelines as if they're, if you're familiar with 3D modeling, I call them in my head isocurves, because when you model on a 3D software, you usually have these curves, these ISO curves that show the direction of the volume. I guess you could just call them guidelines. And they look a bit scary in the beginning, but if the structure of the drawing is correct, then everything afterwards, the shading, the values, the colors, everything's going to be a whole lot easier. And he makes this analogy to the house, to building a house. You know, you need a good foundation. Otherwise, you don't start building a house from inside out or from the top to bottom, but it's always bottom up. Trying to do the same. It's turning out a bit cartoony, but I don't mind that. It's kind of nice. Maybe that's also something to do today, to finally explore some stylization. But feel free to really stick to the reference, or if you like to give your own twist to the image, exaggerate it. I'm not really much into exaggeration. Okay, I think I got the ear wrong. Not an exact copy, but that's okay. Something's wrong there. It's okay. Not exactly sure what my plan was, starting with the red pencil. I'm sure there must have been a plan at some point. Hope. Suppose what I could do is use blue for the darker values. So let's see. Where are the dark values in this image? The shadow shape, let's call them. I see them here. This eye, it's under shadow, and his hair, much of his hair, very dark values. Shape of his nostrils, here as well. Just gonna fill those in. I like how this is turning out. It's not accurate, but it feels cartoony and stylized, and I really like that. It's my jam. Let's check. Is this aligned? I wonder for you at home watching me draw how uncomfortable it must be sometimes, because you must see my mistakes and you can't point them out, you can't let me know. But thanks for sticking with me anyway. I really appreciate that. Life has been really busy lately, but in a good way. Scruffy brows. Quickly, let's see if I can just hatch that hair in. Not to spend too much time on it. I like to reserve that time for the face, for the features of the face. I just realized now how much like a bathrobe this Jediah mantle robe looks like. It looks like a bathrobe a little bit because it's somewhat fuzzy. I think I realized that 20 years too late. Still good on time. About halfway. Okay. I'm still looking for the shadow shapes, the dark values. Just hinting a bit. There's a lot of that underneath his chin, the shadow cast by his chin, his jaw. Let's see if this is going to work out. Could be this is the moment that I destroy a drawing. Let's see, huh? That happens a lot in these study sessions. It's going really well, and then at some point I try something, and then the drawing is ruined. Well, that's okay. This is what this sketchbook in particular is for. Lighter blue. This should also be a lighter blue. And this. before we move on to our next reference. Oh, we're done. And here we go. Samuel L. Jackson. Well, I forgot his Jedi name, unfortunately, at this present time. And at first I struggled to decide if I wanted a close-up, but I thought this is such a nice pose, and it makes sense with the lightsaber. That's why it's a bit of a, not quite a head study, almost a figure. So let's try to focus on the face, his expression. I still very much like the his posture and such a classic. Jedi, well, such a classic Jedi look. I find it quite difficult to complete my sentences when I'm drawing. It's a really nice robe. I never noticed the details before I started to draw it just now. But it's important not to get distracted by those details and capture the overall feeling of this pose. So his wrist should be around here actually, and his hands, both of them are raised in the air. One is wrapping around the other, around that lightsaber. His robe is being lifted with his motion. Okay. Now back onto the face. And here we have this big shadow. Okay. I made his cheekbones a little bit too high. So the nose around here. Eyes here. I'll draw some volumes to guide myself. High cheekbones. Here and here. There's the mouth line. Very scary rendition, if you look at my drawing. Very scary version of Samuel L. Jackson. It looks like he's playing someone in Coraline, and he's got buttons for eyes instead of a Jedi. But we'll get there. Brow over here, coming around the eye. Pencil now. With the blue pencil, I'm going to do the same thing I did for the previous reference. I'm going to trace, look at the areas with the darker values. I'm not quite sure why I picked episodes 1 to 3. I think I know why. It's because of the Ahsoka series. I think it was just fresh on my mind. His nostrils, they're flaring because he's Getting his weapon up ready. Doesn't look much like Samuel L. Jackson at the moment. Let's see if I can salvage this. Give him a bit of a pout there. Alright, so very quickly, just gonna again shadow shape. I think this will help me. Very dark shadow. I'm not sure if it's because it's an older picture. Very, very defined form. There. And then they're lighter. There's still a lot of shadow here, but very much like a much lighter. It has a much lighter value than the one on his sleeve. There. And his frown. Oh, I remember now why I don't like color pencils. I cannot erase. A bit late to realize that. Not quite correct. Darker values inside that shadow area. Like Samuel L. Jackson. I failed. Shame. It's okay. Originally sketched his head a little bit too big. I hope I didn't make it too small now. It's a bit... I usually guide myself a lot with the hairline, but for someone who has a shaved head, that becomes a bit... you have to rely on the shape of the skull, and the marks of the temple, like here over his brow and the center of his forehead. And would say it should be about right. Very quickly just indicate his very cool robe. I never noticed the amount of detail before. With all the knitting and the different layers. That's more like it. Okay. avoiding those hands, but let's give it a try. Looking at them like overlaying volumes, these little cylinders. Okay, not too bad. Where's the shadow? There's a lot of light on this picture. He's being hit by this there's light coming from this direction and also all over him. His face. Maybe I can show that light by very carefully painting the midtones in red. So the midtones is everything in between the light and dark. And if I use red to simplify that, I believe this is all an experiment, but it should give us some more idea of where the highlights of the picture. Get that lightsaber in there. That's the time I messed this up. To make this probably I should have made it red because that would be the right value, but I didn't want to make it red because otherwise that would make him a Sith, right? And that's just too sad. Doesn't look much like Samuel L. Jackson still. It's more like a someone else, but yeah, in an alternate universe. Some shadow here. Hinting the turn of his neck. Almost done and ready to move on. Here we go. Padme, Natalie Portman. Used to be obsessed with Padme. I still am. Let's just sharpen this a little bit. Okay, so there's a lot of light coming in from hitting the front of her face. So I think I'll start with red. I still can't believe how young Natalie Portman was when she did all this work. Because when I watched the Star Wars movies, I was a little girl, and when you're a kid, you look at people on screen and you really think, oh, that's an adult. But once you grow up yourself and then you look at the same movie back again, you're like, oh my goodness, just a child. But while I was scavenging the internet for reference pictures, most of these are from articles online and wikis and open source, blah blah blah. But there's a lot of rumors that Natalie Portman might return as Padme. I don't know how they would do that. Like a flashback maybe, or her own timeline. That would be fantastic. Such a fan favorite. So again, I'm trying to remember Jonathan's advice and lessons. To try and get this right. It's not very accurate on my side. Not, I'm going to ignore a little bit her arms here. Focus again on the face. again made her head too big. Just like the last reference. I'm ignoring my own guidelines at the moment because I see I made some mistakes, so I did them wrong. Sorry, John. Oh. I did them wrong, but maybe there's still hope. Maybe. Let's see. Also looks nothing like Natalie Portman. Oh shoot, I thought I did a good job with Obi-Wan, but Padme is really not happening. Oh well. I hope you're having a better time with this reference than I am. Just something happened there. I think it comes down to sometimes when you like a character too much, you really want to get it right, and then you get it wrong. I'd love to get this reference another shot sometime soon. Let's bring in the red, shall we? Her lips. And these more subtle shadows. Midtones. We're missing very important things here. Her ears. Very quickly gonna block these braids in. Not very correct, but that's okay. And last reference, the man himself, Anakin, Hayden Christensen, something like that. Let's see. There's a lot of hair. There's a lot of hair in this reference. So let's see. Okay, starting here. Because he's staring straight at us, it's easier to for myself to make things a bit more proportionate. Let's see. More of a round shape. So I see I also made his face a bit too wide, so I'm gonna narrow it down a little bit. Might be the angle, might be my own perception. Probably it's my own observation that's off. Let's see. So this neck is a cylinder, more or less. Laying down the darker values would be really helpful with this reference because it's such a big part of the image, and with the dark side and all that. should make this a bit more narrow. There is this space here. I just realized something while I was drawing. But this is not an episode 1 to 3, but 2 to 3 Deem session, I believe. didn't get any references from movie Phantom Menace. That's okay. Still hope you enjoyed it. It's always fun to give study sessions like this a bit of a twist. Otherwise, it becomes too much of a chore. But if we're drawing something that we're fond of and interested in, that makes it a lot more interesting. I gave him accidentally a bit of a smirk. So now it looks like he's smiling, but that's not really, that was not my intention, but it's okay. See if I can complete this study a little bit better. So that's why I let this reference to the end, because I looked at it and I thought, oh, I think I'm gonna have a really hard time with it. So let's leave it for the end. So I'll be a little bit more warmed up. It's still very, very challenging. For me at least, I thought it was a lot of information. I really struggled to get lightness. It doesn't look at all like the reference. Curious about your results though. I definitely hope you had a good time drawing along with me. I always do. I always do. I mean, drawing by myself. But what I mean is I always enjoy recording these. It's actually a really nice way for myself to stay away from my phone and just in one sitting focus and draw and think of nothing else. Also because I'm being recorded in one go, there is no break, there's no cheating. But yeah, sadly our time is almost up. Sadly, I did not do Hayden Christensen, my goodness, Anakin, justice to him or his name. It was still very fun. I just messed up some proportions there, which is why I should practice more and do more reference studies like this. Well, our time is up, but I didn't realize it. Well, I had a great time, and let's have a look at our drawing. So we've got Anakin, kind of, Padme, kind of, Samuel L. Jackson, and Obi-Wan. Actually, it's the first time that I like my first drawing more than the other ones. I'm not sure why. I just had a bit of an easier time reading the reference. With Anakin and Padme, maybe I was a little bit too concerned with too concerned with likeness, and instead of just relaxing, enjoying the process, yeah, I let myself get distracted. I hardly used red pens on this one and this one. Maybe that's also why it's not so fun in comparison to these two drawings. But yeah, I had a great time, and I cannot wait to see you at the next one. Bye!